The virtual meeting hall will come to order. We are now holding the meeting of the Georgia FFA. Madam Vice President, are all officers at their stations?
I shall call the roll of officers, determine if they are at their stations, and report back to you, Mr. President. The Sentinel.
Stationed by the door.
Your duties there?
Through this door pass many friends of the FFA. It is my duty to see that the door is open to our friends at all times and that they are welcome. I care for the meeting room and paraphernalia. I strive to keep the room comfortable and assist the President in maintaining order.
The reporter.
The reporter is stationed by the flag.
Why by the flag?
As the flag covers the United States of America, so I strive to inform the people in order that every man, woman, and child may know that the FFA is a national organization that reaches from the state of Alaska to the Virgin Islands and from the state of Maine to Hawaii.
The treasurer.
Stationed at the Emblem of Washington.
Your duties there?
I keep a record of receipts and disbursements, just as Washington kept his farm accounts, carefully and accurately. I encourage thrift among the members and strive to build up our financial standings through savings and investments. George Washington was better able to serve his country because he was financially independent.
The secretary.
Stationed by the ear of corn.
Your duties there?
I keep an accurate record of all meetings and correspond with other secretaries wherever corn is grown and FFA members meet.
The advisor.
Here by the owl.
Why stationed by the owl?
The owl is a time-honored emblem of knowledge and wisdom. Being older than the rest of you, I'm asked to advise you from time to time as the need arises. I hope that my advice will always be based on true knowledge and ripened with wisdom. Madam Vice President, why do you keep a plow at your station?
The plow is the symbol of labor and tillage of the soil. Without labor, neither knowledge nor wisdom can accomplish much. My duties require me to assist at all times in directing the work of our organization. I preside over meetings in the absence of our president, whose place is beneath the rising sun.
Why is the president so stationed?
The rising sun is a token of a new era in agriculture. If we will follow the leadership of our president, we will be led out of the darkness of selfishness and into the glorious sunlight of brotherhood and cooperation. Mr. President, all officers are at their stations.
Thank you, Madam Vice President. The Secretary will call the roll of members.
There are numerous members and numerous guests present, Mr. President.
Thank you. FFA members, why are we here?
To practice brotherhood, honor agricultural opportunities and responsibilities, and develop those qualities of leadership which an FFA membership possess.
May we accomplish our purposes. I now declare this meeting of the Georgia FFA duly open for the transaction of business or attention to any matter which may properly be presented.
Hello Georgia FFA, I am Tim Dees, a member of the Peach County FFA chapter and currently serving as the Area 3 Secretary, and I'll be serving as your guide to all things fair related. Welcome to the first ever Virtual FFA Day at the Fair. And now that the virtual gavel has been tapped, it's time to begin. To start us off, let's hear from Area 2 Sentinel from Jackson County, Jesse Chronic.
Hello Georgia FFA, we are so excited that you're taking part of our Virtual FFA Day at the Fair. During our time together, we'll hear from fairground ambassadors, livestock exhibitors, and much more. Though we can't all gather beneath the clock tower, we can gather in our classrooms and on our screens to learn about the partnership between the Georgia FFA and the Georgia National Fairgrounds and Agri Center. One of my most memorable experiences at the fairground was when my heifer was named Grand Champion in 2017. This happened to be the first year that each species champion was granted with a trailer. Though you may not be able to enjoy a funnel cake or ride the Ferris wheel, just know that the fair is always with us. Thanks for tuning in.
Thanks, Jesse. For years, Georgia FFA has been partnering with the Georgia National Fairgrounds in Perry. Throughout the year, FFA members from across the state use this facility for livestock shows, horse shows, career development events, and chapter displays. Joining us this morning is the Executive Director of the Georgia National Fairgrounds and Agri Center. It is my pleasure to introduce to you Mr. Stephen Shimp.
I'm from here, Houston County. Well, this is where I live. Actually, originally I was from, some people don't like me because of this, but I was born in Massachusetts. So I made the trend, but don't not like me because of that, because I've been converted. So I'm a Southerner Georgian at heart. 1993, I actually moved to Georgia to go to Georgia College and State University. And I fell in love with Georgia. Milledgeville, of course, the climate, number one. Number two, hunting and fishing. I just fell in love with the state of Georgia, and I said, you know what, I'm not going back up north there. I'm gonna make my way here in Georgia. So here I am today. I'm married to my beautiful wife, Tanisha. We have 4 children who our world revolves around. They're quite involved in FFA and as many other things as they can get into in school. So we've built a wonderful life right here in Perry, Georgia. Here in 2002 as the public safety director. I did that for 14 years. I had the opportunity when this position came open. I applied and really over the 14 years that I had worked here, I dove into every aspect of the fair. I wanted to learn everything about it, what it did, and it just fascinated me, the process of this place and what it does, the service that it does to children, showing livestock and the several events that we have throughout the year that really are an astronomical asset to the state of Georgia. We are an events facility, basically, is what we are. We are either in the middle of an event, we're planning for a new event, or we're setting up for another event. So it's a constant just turnover. Our staff here is just absolutely amazing. We can go from a hog show to the next day we have a wedding. And I tell that to people, you know, we host every type of event from a hog show to a wedding. So it's very interesting, the different people that we service, you know, but our number one goal throughout the year and why we have so many events is to provide the funding so that we can service children showing livestock. I mean, that's our main goal in FFA. I get to come to work with some of the most fantastic people you can ever meet every day. Those are the people that I work with, and this is from, you know, the governor's office all the way down to our staff. I mean, they see the mission, they see the goal, and it really it's become like a family here. It's our second family. Everybody, we have built a culture of service, and everybody's bought into that, and that's why we're so successful. It really all started with some legislators who were not satisfied with the facilities that were in the state of Georgia for children to go into and show livestock. They were dirty, they were run down, people hadn't maintained them. So they had a vision of a facility that was safe, it was clean, and it provided everything that a child needed to show an animal, to kind of make them feel proud of what they have. And we sit in it today. the work that went into it is amazing. How it got done. We've got on our website. We actually have a history video, and it's worth going on there and taking a look at it. And it goes step by step how the Georgia National Fairgrounds and Agri Center came into existence. I am most proud of the kids that come through here, and we get to see where they go in life. As a matter of fact, we have two people on staff, Keaton Walker and Philip Gentry. They grew up in the barns right across from here. Now they've made the Georgia National Fairgrounds and Agri Center their career. We're very proud of that fact. We like to see kids that have grown up in the programs of the FFA, 4-H. We like to see them go on and succeed, and they're kids that we look to as the future. They don't think that the world owes them something. They need to get out and go to work and become successful. It's impacted us pretty well. You know, our number one concern is the health of our employees, and to expose them as we have events come in. You know, we're taking every precaution that we can, every CDC recommendation, and you know we've set up guidelines that we hope that our visitors will follow. We need them to follow that because we don't want this program to go away. You know, as we get back to what we consider normal, I'm hoping that some of these restrictions go away, but it's been a challenging time financially also, as we try to raise revenue for the livestock events through other type of events, and when COVID hit, events just started falling off. They were canceling on us. We actually shut down operations for about 3 months because we didn't have an event on the books. We couldn't do it, you know. I think one thing that I'm proud to be in Georgia and Governor Kemp and how he has handled this, I think he is right on par. I mean, it's not only protecting your health, but the livelihoods of people, you know. So we're fortunate to be under, you know, that type of leader, I think, at this point, and the rest of the country also. I think one day we're going to look back and say, I can't believe that we got through that pandemic how we did. You know, it could be a lot worse, and I think people are doing the right things, and we want to be part of that. We're not going to do anything that's going to endanger anybody's health, but I can tell you this: when this thing goes away, we're going to come back bigger, stronger, and better. I mean, it has got us chomping at the bit to go after new business, so we're looking forward to better days. So. My feeling is students who, what we feel that one of our missions is, even though that maybe students don't want to go into agriculture as their future, they need to understand agriculture and what it provides to America, the world's food and fiber. It all depends on agriculture, and agriculture being Georgia's number one industry, it is so vital to not only people in Georgia, but people throughout the world, what agriculture actually brings. Well, first thing I tell you is serve the Lord, love your family, and love yourself. I mean, it's those three things. And again, don't think that the world owes you anything. I mean, you got to get out and go to work. And I think FFA instills that in a child as they grow up. They know that if they want something, they have to go to work for it. You know, it sounds like a cliche, but you know, if you're put on the right path, which I think FFA and what our facility strives to provide, if we can put everybody on the right path, we're gonna see a bright future. So.
The FFA Creed by E.M. Tiffany. I believe in the future of agriculture with a faith born not of words, but of deeds. Achievements won by the present and past generations of agriculturalists and the promise of better days through better ways. Even as the better things we now enjoy have come to us through the struggle of former years.
I believe that to live and work on a good farm or to be engaged in other agricultural pursuits is pleasant as well as challenging. For I know the joys and discomforts of agricultural life and hold an inborn fondness for those associations which even in hours of discouragement I cannot deny.
I believe in leadership from ourselves and respect from others. I believe in my own ability to work efficiently and think clearly with such knowledge and skill as I can secure, and in the ability of progressive agriculturists to serve our own, and the public interest in producing and marketing the product of our toil.
I believe in less dependence on begging and more power in bargaining, and the life abundant and enough honest wealth to help make it so for others as well as myself, and less need for charity and more of it when needed, and being happy myself and playing square with those whose happiness depends upon me.
I believe that American agriculture can and will hold true to the best traditions of our national life, and that I can exert an influence in my home and community which will stand solid for my part in that inspiring task.
"90 years ago, FFA members officially adopted those 5 paragraphs as our FFA Creed, and we are all better off because of it. Speaking of being better off, we are also better off because of our next friend of the FFA. Let's go to Margie Napick, Area 3 President from Perry, to meet our next guest.
Tell us a little bit about yourself.
I'm Keaton Walker. I'm the Chief Marketing and New Business Development Officer at the Georgia National Fairgrounds and Agri Center. I grew up here. I grew up showing livestock at these facilities where I get to market and work every day. And I like to say I have the best job in the world. I get to have, interactions with FFA and 4-H every day, kids, corporate sponsors. So I get to do a little bit of it all in conjunction with the marketing aspect that I get to dabble in. And so I love what I do. I live in Perry full time with my husband, Clay, and our 2-year-old little boy, Canaan. And we are so excited to eventually get his show career started in these same arenas.
What does a day look like for you at the Georgia National Fairgrounds and Agri Center?
One part about my job is no day is typical. Every day is different. There's always something new, something different, a loop that you're kind of thrown into, something that changes. And so that is the fun part about what I get to do on a day-to-day basis, is that it's never consistent in the aspect that there's always something fun going on. I'm meeting a different crowd of people. And that's what I love about what I do here is being able to interact with those different groups and enjoying each and every day so that it's not repetitive. I don't think I would enjoy it as much or a job as much if it was the same thing day to day. And so I love what I get to do, and the aspect that one day we may be dealing with a wedding on site and the next day we may be dealing with a hog show. And everything in between. So it's a lot of fun. And again, it's a fun atmosphere every time because people are coming here to do what they love and enjoy.
How does the Georgia National Fairgrounds and Agri Center serve Georgia FFA members?
One of our missions, of course, and the key mission that we started on many years ago, 31 years to be specific, was that we were creating a place for the youth 4-H and FFA exhibitors to come and exhibit their livestock in one centralized location. And we continue to live to that mission each and every day. We strive to make sure that these facilities are clean and pristine and ready for use each time these members come in here. And so our job is to make sure we're offering this facility to them, but then we're also doing it on a little larger level. We help with the state FFA convention as one of their sponsors for some of their diversified projects. And so we try to make sure that at all points we're continuing to serve those kids and the advisors and the 4-H agents as we continue to move through each and every day's business structure, but while remaining true to ourselves and what we were created and geared for.
Tell us a little bit about your background in FFA.
I started in 6th grade. As soon as I could start in the FFA, I joined and got my first blue corduroy jacket, and I still have those. And those are memories that we will be able to keep a lifetime. And I started in 6th grade, went through 6th to 8th at the middle school level, showed and competed in SAEs and CDEs my entire, FFA career. Went on to the high school level, served as an Area 5 president, went on to serve as a state FFA vice president. And so I stayed involved. I was in the FFA collegiate club at AVAC. And so from the time I started until, even today, I am in some capacity still connected directly to the FFA organization. And I like to say it's because of the things that I did with the FFA that I am where I am today. It is because of those connections that I made, the interactions that I had, the jobs that I competed in and did through all of my time in the FFA that I am able to sit here today and do what I do and love what I do. And I think there's a lot to be said for having a passion for what you're involved in your day-to-day activities and in your career. And that's what I tell people is, this is not a job. This is my livelihood, and this is my husband's livelihood. He is an FFA advisor and ag teacher, and being able to still play a role in that component of it and get to have that one-on-one interaction with some of his students is something that I love to be able to do and really enjoy my time with them and all of the students that come here.
What advice would you have for a Georgia FFA member today?
Give any of them one piece of advice, it would be to step outside of your comfort zone. Do something that seems a little uncharacteristic for you. Try a different CDE, a different SAE. Make friends with someone that you probably would have never otherwise been able to meet, and really step outside of yourself. Do something that you typically wouldn't do on a day-to-day basis, but that challenges you, and see how you like it. I have 2 younger nieces that just joined FFA for the first time this year at their middle school. And the day they come to me and told me that, my heart just swelled. I was like, oh my gosh, y'all have just started something that you'll be able to carry on a lifetime. And they've come back and they've talked about, what they're learning in class and what they're getting to do after school. And while it looks a little different with COVID, they're still getting those opportunities and chances. And so I would say, make sure that you're taking advantage of everything this amazing organization has to offer. And while you may be great at one thing, master that and then continue to try and push to do something else.
And how are you continuing to serve Georgia FFA members through this COVID-19 pandemic?
We have tried to do throughout this entire COVID experience is making sure that we're staying engaged, whether that be on social media or in person with social distancing, of course. We continue to have all of our livestock shows here on site, which is a huge component for us. We wanted to make sure that we kept those as normal as possible. We just went through the Georgia National Fair Livestock Show, and we were able to have those like we typically would, with some, changes to requirements on site, but being able to have those like normal and being able to continue to move forward with what we do here, that has been what we've tried to do this entire time. And when COVID first started, of course, like everybody, we were shut down for a period of time. But once we were able to come back, we wanted to make sure that we come back full force. We wanted to make sure that we were offering what we've always done, and continue to offer the opportunity and experience for those youth livestock exhibitors to come here and enjoy what they do, compete in what they do, and showcase their hard work. And so we've continued to do that. We continually make sure we're staying engaged, keeping them informed of all that's going on. But then also, whenever we have the opportunity to engage with them, making sure that we take advantage of that as well. just to let them know that we're here. And then once all this passes and things get back to normal, the Georgia National Fairgrounds will always be a place that they can come and enjoy themselves.
And FFA scholarships, awards, and prize money are available thanks to our generous sponsors and supporters, along with the hard work of the Georgia FFA Foundation. The Georgia FFA Foundation seeks to eliminate any financial barriers that we may have while participating in FFA. To learn a little bit more about what they do, let's hear from our foundation office.
Hey Georgia FFA, my name is Hillery Culpepper, and I have the honor of serving as the Assistant Director for the Georgia FFA Foundation. At the foundation, you may not know, but we have 3 employees. Myself, Miss Katrina Jones, who serves as our Executive Director, and also Miss Ashton Lovett, who is our Events Coordinator. At the foundation, we have the extreme honor of working for you, over 73,000 Georgia FFA members. Now, I need you all to kind of participate with me for just a minute. Raise your hand if you've ever competed in an FFA competition, whether that be creed speaking, livestock judging, or even forestry. That's right, those are some of my favorite events too. Now, raise your hand if you like to win money for free. All of you better be raising your hands. Well, at the foundation, that is what we do, is we raise money for over 73,000 Georgia FFA members to ensure you have the success that you need to proudly represent your home, your communities, and your state. Now, you may be wondering, how do we at the foundation raise all of this money for our members? Well, we do it through an assortment of fundraising activities. Each year, we host the beautiful Blue and Gold Gala, where we have over 600 industry and business representatives come together to fundraise for you. In addition to the Blue and Gold Gala, we have our Sporting Clays tournament, where we had it this past September, and over 100 individuals from across the state came to shoot for blue and aim for gold. In addition to our in-person fundraising events, the Georgia FFA Foundation also hosts several online giving campaigns, so we may reach a different audience. Through these online campaigns, we hope you've recently seen on social media our Support Georgia and American Agriculture t-shirts. Through these online t-shirt sales, we have raised almost $20,000 to support you, Georgia FFA. All of these great fundraisers has led the foundation to raising over $1.7 million in the 2019-2020 school year. Now last year, like I said, we raised over $1 million. Now this is the 3rd year that the foundation can proudly say we have raised over $1 million for our FFA members. And though we cannot all be together right now, having a true FFA day at the fair, I hope you all will follow the Georgia FFA Foundation on social media so we can all stay connected until we do get to come together. We have social media accounts on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter, and rumor has it that we always do some pretty cool giveaways on our social media. Now, like I said, we're coming to you from a different format this year. And although I miss seeing and hearing all of you chant your excitement in Reeves Arena for Georgia FFA, I cannot wait until we are all together again in that beautiful sea of blue and gold, where I get to see each of you be celebrated, honored, as we come together to see the success that each of you have brought for Georgia FFA this year. Until then, Georgia FFA, stay forever blue and gold. I'm Hillery Culpepper, and thank you for giving me the opportunity to work for you in Georgia FFA.
I'm Abby Trotter. I'm in Hart County FFA chapter, and I enjoy showing goats because she's home raised, she's homegrown. I love raising animals, and I just like the adrenaline in it, and I like having the family around me, and I enjoy the people around me. So.
Hi, my name's Emily Wall. I've been showing since I was 3 or 4. Well, I think that people should show animals and help out with farm because a lot of farmers are not doing very good these days, and I think that it would be a lot better because not many people show these days, and I think it's a pretty good thing to do.
Chloe Mays, and I'm from Pickens County FFA High School.
I'm Jay Daniels. I'm 14 and I show for FFA.
I've been showing since I was in 7th grade, so I've been showing for 3 years.
I've been showing 4 years.
I think it's important because it gets kids in something that they love, especially if you think your kids should be in 4-H or FFA. It gives them something that they can always do and be good at if they feel that they're left out of other things. If your kid's not athletic, you don't have to be athletic to show livestock. So I just believe it's a chance and an equal opportunity for all students.
Well, really, my dad used to help my brother show, and so I was like, that seems pretty cool. So I just, started getting a routine of helping my sister, and then I was like, I want to start showing.
Hello, my name is Hannah Williams, and I'm from the Telfair County FFA chapter. Well, I have a diversified agriculture SAE, which means my family has a farm and we raise livestock and we have cattle and corn. We have a lot of things we do. So my SAE is mainly me helping out on the farm and what I've been learning from managing it. Well, showing livestock, it's learning from it, learning from everything. You have to keep your animals fed, you have to make their records right, you have to keep them healthy, getting them checked in. There's so many other things. Even if you don't win at the end of the day or don't get pulled, there's so much you can learn from it, from showmanship to just having a good time with your family.
I hope to finish out my school years of showing and hopefully show in a couple shows when I graduate. I think it's just really important, and it shows it gives you responsibility and stuff you have to look forward to to the next show and stay and all that. And it's just fun working with all the animals and everything. I go to the barn and work every day, send videos and working and basically telling my story of how I've been working with my animals and how I take care of them, feed them, and come to the shows and everything.
Showing livestock is just one of the many ways to get involved in FFA. If you are interested in a livestock project, be sure to talk to your agriculture teacher. To learn more about different aspects of FFA and agricultural education, please check these links to learn more from your area officer teams about opportunities for you. To wrap up our time together, please join me in welcoming our state FFA advisor, Mr. Billy Hughes.
Georgia FFA members, I would like to welcome you to the Virtual FFA Day at the Fair. While all of us would have preferred to have been at the fair live, that's just not possible this year. I want to thank the Georgia FFA staff for bringing you the virtual events of the day. The Georgia FFA Association has risen to the demand of our changed lifestyle. The possibilities have occurred for FFA members to deepen their academic studies, to find new ways of conducting FFA activities, and to meet their career goals through SAE continuation and enrichment. You are FFA members, and you have been taught that there are possibilities that exist for those that pursue the future. We will continue to celebrate our outstanding Georgia FFA members because our student leaders apply the motto of the FFA to develop limitless opportunities. In celebrating FFA member achievements, volunteering in their community, and advocating Georgia agriculture and Georgia FFA. Stop for a moment and appreciate that you are part of one of the greatest youth organizations in the world. The possibilities to develop premier leadership, personal growth, and achieve career success are limitless. And if you dare to dream about your future and are willing to work for that future, the Georgia FFA has opportunities for you. Teachers and supporters, thank you for guiding young people to become leaders and advocate for agriculture. Your involvement in the success of these students means a great deal to them and to the Georgia FFA Association. Students, take time to thank your advisors and supporters. Their desire for your leadership and career development should never be taken lightly. This incredible event definitely celebrates the potential of our organization and our students. Students, always remember that each of you are preparing to be tomorrow's leaders. Leaders that will grow the local, state, and national communities so as to promote the nation's largest industry, which is agriculture. Whether we are in a pandemic or not, you are our future.
Thank you all so much for joining us at the Fairgrounds. Just like our state theme, Rise Above, today we can choose to rise above the doubts, worries, and fears that keep us separated and rise above to a greater FFA. I'm Tim Dees, and I'll see you down the road.